Alright. Ah. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Well, wouldn't be my videos if something like that didn't happen. You're not gonna be able to tell in the actual video when it comes out, but one of my biggest pet peeves, for those of you who don't know, is when recording a video, that one line that appears in the center of your phone that indicates if everything is completely center or not appears, and if it is center, it just goes away. But honestly, I don't care for looking at that line the entire time I'm recording, especially when my phone is completely flat. I hate it when that happens. I didn't really have a low yesterday, but you know what? That's my low. My low is seeing a pet peeve of mine, which was that thing. Because, I'll be honest, nothing really bad happened yesterday. In fact, several good things happened. Including I got to see Leah Brown, the Side Hustle, last night. That was awesome. Honestly, I was a bit conflicted though, because there were two concerts that were going on last night, and could I have gone to both? Yeah, but one of them would have required me to drive all the way to Penn to see Claudia Hoiser at Laurentide Beer Company, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to going back to this summer. I mean, yeah, I could have gone last night, but you know what? I don't want to drive all the way there. Honestly, I'm better off just waiting until the summer when, it's warmer out. I'm already going to be up in Cuca Lake anyway. That makes sense to do. So it was either seeing Claudia Hoiser at Laurentide Beer Company, who, again, I actually already saw Claudia Hoiser at Jams at the end of January. So I already saw her. It really only made sense to see Leah Brown, the Side Hustle, last night. And they were awesome, as per usual. So yeah, I got to see Leah Brown, the Side Hustle. What's my act of kindness? Well, when visiting my folks yesterday, I replaced the garbage bag in their kitchen. Yeah, whenever my mom sees that the garbage bag is almost full, she'll just leave it out, but she won't put a new bag in the empty trash can. So I did that for him yesterday. Honestly, I think it's about time I start kicking myself for this. But here's the thing. For all intents and purposes, yes. I actually have made decisions that I regret in life, to be sure. And as I've gotten older, I've been trying to be a lot better about, taking responsibility for any of my actions. As well as, because, listen, I'm 36 years old. The best I can say is that I'm still a kid at heart. But again, we have to take responsibility for the actions that we do. By the way, what I'm about to say isn't, bad. I just wanted to say that the more I see more promos for a certain movie that's coming out, the more I regret not seeing the first one. Basically, yes, I am well aware that Star Fox is now going to be in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And it really does look like they're going to be setting up the a like a Nintendo Cinematic Universe. It really looks like they're going to do that. Which, full stop, this is something that I've always dreamed of. Like, make that into like either a show or a movie. And it looks like they're doing the latter. Like, literally since I was a little kid, playing the original Super Smash Brothers on Nintendo 64, have I always like wanted to see like a TV show or a movie, or I'm sure there's like a comic book, but I don't know how to access comics in my area. Point is, like, I want to see something else outside of, you know, a fighting video game. A very, 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 very great fighting video game, but a fighting game nonetheless. So, when I heard that there was now, I've shared this story before, but when I heard that there was going to be a Super Mario Brothers movie back in, 2020, I think 2022 is when they announced it, and 2023 is when it aired, I actually was filled with hope that, yeah, it's finally going to happen. And then I saw who purchased the rights for it. And I talked about this before in a video I made in my car, as I was driving my car, actually. And that was Illumination. Now, on the off chance that there's someone out there who doesn't know what Illumination is known for, I'll be nice and I'll say what it is. They were the ones responsible for making the Minions movies. Despicable Me and such. Now, I remember seeing the first Despicable Me in 2011, and it still holds up as a great movie. It does. So, what happened in the last 15 years? Well, you know what? I gotta look to the Nostalgia Critic for it, because he once did a video talking about the Despicable Me movies up until Despicable 4 came out last summer, and he pretty much hit the nail on the head. If you're gonna do a sequel for a great movie Despicable Me, you definitely want to up your stakes, and you definitely want to be able to tell a good story and also tell, really good jokes. Well, I can say that when Despicable Me 2 came out, and Doug Walker put this perfectly as well, he said, they're just going to tell jokes throughout the entire movie. Basically, Illumination, whether they realize it or not, have put themselves in a corner that they have yet to have painted themselves in a corner that they have yet to get themselves out of. It's as if I'll use the example again. They painted themselves in a corner, the paint dried after waiting however long it took for the paint to dry, and instead of getting out of the corner, because they can walk on the floor now, they just repaint that entire area and paint themselves into that corner again. Basically, Illumination has the same problem that DreamWorks had in the mid-2000s, where all they wanted to do was just make movies that tell a bunch of jokes. Only for Illumination, it's worse. Because at least when DreamWorks was doing it, like, they at least tried to come up with original ideas for the products that came out. Like Megamind, which is, you know, a supervillain origin story that really could have gone differently if a few things happened. Or Monsters vs. Aliens, which most definitely promised what it gave. Illumination just seemed focused on, you know, making the Minions, which, you know, they are a moneymaker. They are. You know, billions of dollars that continues to grow. But at some point, you kind of want to dissociate yourself from that for a little bit. Because of that, I never gave the Super Mario Brothers movie a chance. In fact, and I said this in my video a few years ago, a lot of critics thought the exact same thing. That's why if you look at the score on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like a 59. Actually, let me look it up to see. It might actually be 60. I don't know. Rotten Tomatoes. Here we go. We can just pop-up ad. Don't need to see that. Actually, as long as I'm on Rotten Tomatoes, I might as well just see. Oh, okay. All right, there's no score for the Super Mario Galaxy movie yet, so. Just, come on. Yeah, 59 on Rotten Tomatoes. Just barely shy of being fresh. But again, unfortunately, see, between the fact that Illumination owns, you know, the rights to Nintendo characters now, as well as, you know, they own the Minions, a lot of critics thought it was going to be more dumb stuff. As of this video, I've yet to see the Super Mario Brothers movie. And unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to see it before Super Mario Galaxy comes out. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I really should see it. And here's how gung-ho I was on this decision to not see it up till now. It was on Netflix for however long it was on Netflix. And it's not on Netflix anymore. As far as I know, there's no other way to stream it. So at this moment, I can't even watch it. I mean, if I'm able to watch it between now and, you know, when Super Mario Galaxy comes out this week, I'll definitely give it a watch. Of course, I don't think it's going to happen. So, yeah. For once, I'm actually feeling regret for, you know, because again, I like to think I'm a man of conviction. Like, if I make a decision, obviously after thinking long and hard about it, I try to stand by that decision. Because, again, you know, that's what you do when you get older. You know, believe me, I've made myself some dumb decisions in the past. Like, really dumb decisions. Some of which are so bad, it could arguably cancel me, actually. But I put that behind me. I try and keep going. But, yeah. I guess I'm finally starting to regret not seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah. I can admit that now. I mean, full stop. I always knew there'd be a sequel. I mean, come on. It's a colorful movie for kids to watch. It's nostalgia for adults who are my age. How would it not gross like hundreds of millions of dollars? Which it did. And not to mention, the cast actually looked pretty solid. Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Seth Rogen, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key. Like, that's a great cast. Many of whom have done voiceover in the past. And are still doing voiceover now. But, alas, that's just the kind of world we live in. Literally, if any other company had purchased the rights to Nintendo and make movies about their characters, what happened to the Super Mario Bros. Movie would not... Like, seriously, I mean, I do kind of get why people were at least happy that Disney didn't do it because, Disney buys everything. Of course, that's a huge missed opportunity because, Disney owns the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everyone knows how good that's doing. And the fact that, Disney's also an animation company and Nintendo characters need to be animated, like, how would it not work? But we got what we got. I'm sure there's probably an alternate universe out there where things went a lot better, but again, we got what we got. We have no choice but to stick to it. I just thought I'd share this. Although, if you want to know my thoughts about Fox being in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, I'll save that for later. Hope you like this video. If you like this right YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys watching. Joe Fernando. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Oh, I don't think I said happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, everyone. And remember, if you guys want to talk, change, we're here to lend you. Always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.